Hey guys, it's Jake here and welcome back to my channel. For today's episode, I wanted to take a look at this company called YoLink here. They're coming up with some really cool home smart automation and sensors. And I've bought quite a few of them already, and I wanted to show you how they work. This is a water detector right here, and this is a door open and close. They also make motion sensors, water valves, all sorts of cool things that will help protect your home from water damage and burglaries and things like that. This product is based off a hub. So there's another white box that costs $22, and that sits plugged into your home Wi-Fi somewhere, or actually it is also wireless. And it takes in signals from these devices. So when this device registers water, it sends a signal to the hub. The hub will send a signal inside the home to the siren and set off the siren. Or the hub will take the signal and send it off to the internet to be picked up by your cell phone or by Amazon Alexa to do automated tasks. Why I like this YoLink so much is you actually don't need to have the internet operating. So if the internet went offline, this water detector will continue working. It'll send the signal to the hub, and the hub will send the signal to a battery backup siren. So the entire system will still work with the internet out, although it would be better if the internet was operating. Another cool thing is the batteries inside these devices will last up to 2 years. And it's been a year for me and it's still working, so I believe that to be true. 2 years is a long time, and even if it does go out, you actually can't open these up and put new batteries inside. Let's take a look at how this water detector works, or how well it would work. It's going to detect water between these two metal probes here. So if you had a drip directly on the device, it also has 2 more sets of probes on the bottom. So if the water reached the floor and reached those 2 probes, it'll make a connection and set off the detector. Why is water detection so important? Well, it's the #1 cause of insurance claims, as far as I know, in homes and condos. And you never get back, even with insurance, all the money from the damage and all the time that's wasted to go through something like that. So if I can do anything to protect my house from water damage, I'm gonna do it. And at $19 per water sensor, that's very reasonable. With a $21 hub and a $19 alarm, you can cover your whole house for about $100 in some critical areas for protection of water damage. And if this was to go off, I'm just going to run over to our water valve and shut it off, and my wife knows how to do that as well. Okay, so let's simulate some water dripping from a bad toilet valve or a sink, and once that water gets far enough over and propagates to the sensor, it's now set off the alarm. And I got a warning on my phone here telling me that there's water detected in the laundry room, because this sensor has the name laundry room on it. And it set off an Amazon Alexa routine inside our house to warn us of water in the laundry room. So within seconds, we can run over to the laundry room, as long as you're home, and figure out what went wrong and stop the water damage and clean up the mess before the wood gets ruined. So you can see it's very, very helpful to have a system like this at the low cost of maybe $40 to $60 for 3 of these items. And we knew about this water way faster than we normally would ever find out. This other sensor you see here, I just have blue tape so people don't scan my QR code, but you put it on a door, and anytime the door opens and closes, you can set Amazon routines, or you can just get a notification on your device. They also have home security setups with YoLink, but it's not the type of company that I would trust my security with, because I don't know who the true owners are, and it probably sent overseas some of the server information. So I'd rather stick with some more name brand companies for my security. But these are good just to know that a gate has opened or closed on the side of your house, things like that. Okay, so the reason that I like YoLink so much, here's the top reasons. These devices are long range. It's sending a signal within the house up to a quarter mile, or about 1,000 feet, they're saying, and that has been true to me. So you can have this device in a pretty big house, and it will still speak to the hub and get back to the siren. The 2-year battery life is a big plus, and that occurs because this device doesn't actually have a Wi-Fi signal inside of it. It's not connected to the internet. It sends a low power signal to the hub, and the hub is the one that's going to talk to the internet. The battery backup on the alarm is a really nice feature. So even if the power got pulled or kicked off by a circuit breaker, it will still have batteries inside of it to set it off. The other reason I like YoLink is the price point. I mean, this would have cost $100 per sensor a few years ago. And with this sensor only being like $16 to $19, you can really scale up. You can have your laundry room covered, every bathroom covered, kitchen sink, water heater, things like that can all be covered by water detection at a very fair price. And these alarms are very loud, and you can mount it on a wall or put it in a cabinet, things like that, and still hear it. Also, one of their other sensors that I have a couple of are their temperature humidity sensors, and these are really helpful for remote locations. So we have a cabin up in the mountains that gets pretty cold, and so I've deployed several of these temperature and humidity sensors in the critical areas where the heater and water heater are in some of the closets, so that if the power goes out and the temperature really drops down to below freezing, at least I'm aware of it, and I could check for frozen pipes or anything like that. And also, if there's a leak, the humidity would rise significantly. So even if the water detector missed something, if the house got high humidity, I would know about it on the sensor. And you could set all these thresholds inside the app to say, hey, send me a warning if the humidity reaches 60%, or send me a notice if the temperature gets below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. But then it won't bother you any other time. So you can really set up and customize the threshold at which you want to be notified. Here we are under our sink, and this is also a really important place to have some water detection. There's a lot of pipes down here that can leak, and you can see there's already been a little bit of a water stain, but it hasn't gone into the wood. And with the water sensor right here, if there's any drips from the sink, we're going to pick up on it, and we're going to get this area dried out before there is any issue or damage. Here's one of our water detectors in the bathroom, and this is to protect the floor here for any water damage. And what I forgot to mention earlier is how difficult are they to set up. They're super simple. There's a QR code on the back. You scan that with the app, and within seconds, your sensor is connected. And it's probably the easiest I've ever set up. The Wi-Fi versions of these type of things are much, much harder than these have been. Okay, now we're on Amazon looking at the YoLink products that they offer. They carry a lot, but not all of them. And here's a package for $69 for a hub and 4 sensors. And they also have a packet of 4 water sensors, which is the ones that I did. That's for $69 as well. And here's your motion detector for $22. And then this is an outdoor siren with a battery backup, so you could mount this on an eave or in a barn, and you don't even need to have 120 volt power to have a backup alarm that's very loud, and the signal is sent wirelessly. The alarm that I have is this smaller one here on the bottom left of the screen. It also has battery backup, AAA batteries, and it was about $25. Okay, moving on, you can see there's all sorts of packages that you can buy for YoLink. This is the outdoor motion detector. It's tuned for outdoors, so it won't go off with trees moving and things like that. I ordered one of these. It's just not here yet, so I'll do a review when I get it. But I'm very interested in this one because the indoor motion detectors don't work outside at all, so don't even try that part. Okay, let's go over to the YoLink website. Here we can find all of their products: door sensors, plugs, temperature, humidity, sprinklers. I have a couple of these temperature and humidity sensors. Works very, very well. They also have a garage door kit if you need to be able to control your garage door with your phone. And the one that I'm most excited about is coming up. I'm most excited by these gas and water valves that can also have a battery backup on them, but they're important because they can receive the signal from the water detector and actually manually control your water valve and shut off your water to your entire house so that it stops flooding, and it would prevent a lot of water damage. And they even have some fancier ones that are inline on the pipe, and it does take probably a plumber to install it, but a few $100s on a plumber is a lot cheaper than dealing with water damage. They even created a battery controller for those water valves, so if you can't get 120 volt power easily, there's a 12 volt battery operated battery pack that you can add to your valve controller, maybe outdoors in a water box. And I think that's super smart because it would be hard to power 120 volts in some of those locations. Okay, that's the end of this video. I'll put a link in the description below for all of these products that you can check out and see if they would help with your household. Let me know in the comment section below which one of these sensors would be most helpful for you. And if you found value in this video, please give us a like and a subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.